Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I just got finished a little bit ago finishing with the Dan Saleo show with Philly 500 and crew. And it's funny how arrogant Eagle fans are right now with everything that is the Eagles. Now, I have to give the Eagles credit, okay? The Eagles have built an incredible roster and an incredible team. And I can't take that away from them as much as I would love to. They just have. My team, on the other hand, Dan Saleo actually said it perfectly about what the Cowboys' problem is. Our problem has been Jerry Jones. See, Jerry, unfortunately, in comparison to what the Eagles have done, has let down the organization. Did I just cover up a bee's nest? I've seen a couple of bees here. I'm pointing up bricks and painting the red brick house here, trying to make it look nicer. And there was a spot by the window here where there was some cement missing. And I see the bees are flying around here about to sting me. So it must have been a bee's nest in there that I closed up. And now they're pissed at me. They're like Eagle fans right now. Okay. So, sitting here talking about, Philly 500 gets butthurt anytime that you say that Jalen Hurts isn't the best quarterback in football. And they were talking about the Yahoo Sports guy who did his whole ranking thing, which, let's be clear, those things are done for shits and giggles, okay? Right now, you're trying to get a reaction, and he did a great job of getting a reaction of triggering people, because that's what you have to do at this time of year, because there just isn't anything to really write about. But the thing is Dan is 100% right, because they go through and we say, well, Dak Prescott, he sucks when it comes to playoffs and things, and, he's just a choker. But you have to look at it also, too, and as I pointed this out, I said, listen, let me ask a real question. And they're like, okay. I said, when you look at the Cowboys' defense, do you look at their defense and say it's on the same page as, say, the Eagles? And they're like, hell no, it's not even close. Okay. I said, the defensive line. I said, how about their secondary? They're like, their secondary, you got so many questions on it. Okay. Right? I said, the offensive line. I said, do you look at that and say that's one of the better ones? Dan's like, I'll give you a C minus on your offensive line. Okay. But in the same breath, they say, Dak Prescott, if he doesn't win it this year, you need to move on. And it's like, wait a minute. Last I checked, when you start talking about C's and C minuses in position groups, that's not a Super Bowl caliber roster. So if you're saying you don't have a Super Bowl caliber roster, then how can you say that your quarterback's last chance? I don't understand how people get this correlation. But Dan did say, from time to time, Dan does say stuff that is spot on. It's not very often, but from time to time, even a broken clock is right twice a day. But he pointed out, as we all know as Cowboy fans, that Jerry Jones has screwed the pooch too many times on the roster. He hasn't done himself any favors. And see, here's the problem, like right now. Right now, they've done a great move in getting George Pickens. George Pickens, that is primo a number one move. Ecstatic about that. And see, that's the kind of move that the Eagles would make. right? They would go out and get a George Pickens like they did A.J. Brown. But instead of following it up, the Cowboys, they get satisfied with one move and say, that's good enough. And that's the thing that drives me crazier than anything else is, right now, they're feeling great because, hey, we got George Pickens. People are cheering us on about that move. And now they're done. And this lies the problem for the Cowboys, that we keep letting ourselves down. See what I'm doing here. Painting the brick. Whew. Got to get up here and pull off all that. But painting this, problem is this stuff drips like crazy on here. But trying to make it look nice and make sure that's going to stay here for another 200 years. But that's the problem with the Cowboys is they get satisfied too easy. And instead of saying, we need more, they're always like, well, we got enough, and they'll put it on the players or they'll put it on the coaches that, you got to win more with less. Bro, ain't nobody winning more with less, okay? That's some bulljiggity. That nobody's winning more with less. You win more with more. And not necessarily Kellen more. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Yeah, I definitely pissed off some bees out here. Because they're flying around me right now. See quite a few of them. Yeah. Must have been a bee's nest in that hole. Whew. Hope you guys don't see me getting stung by bees out here. So that's what I got for you guys right now. And it's a sad state of affairs that unfortunately Dan is 100% right. That Jerry Jones has screwed the pooch when it comes to the Cowboys and letting too much talent go by the wayside by not following it up with more talent. That's the difference between Howie Roseman and Jerry. Howie's going to go out there and not be satisfied. Shit. I'll tell you like this. Do you think if Howie Roseman had the chance to add Derrick Henry right now with Saquon, that he'd hesitate? No, he wouldn't. He'd say, yeah, I'll take having both the best two running backs in football. He'd be okay with that. And that's in lies the problem with the Cowboys. We don't do that. Oh well. Anyway, trying to get some more of this work done while it's a little bit cooler out here. And once I finish doing this, I'll go inside and cook some Chinese food for dinner. Oh boy, work is never done for me, I can tell you that. Whew. Alrighty, good people, as always, I appreciate y'all, and keep the faith. Don't get me wrong, Cowboys piss me off, but I still love them. They're my team. They're my dogs. All right. I need to call my wife because I need my paint roller, my handle, so I can get the rest of this. Peace out.